Television. First, the headlines. The expansion project of Wadi Bani Khalid Hospital in the Governorate of North Al-Sharqiyya is inaugurated. And wilayas of the Sultanate of Oman and embassies in brotherly and friendly countries continue celebrating the glorious National Day. Welcome to our news centre. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The expansion project of Wadi Bani Khalid Hospital in the Governorate of North Al-Sharqiyya was inaugurated at a total cost exceeding 1.3 million Omani riyals. The new expansion of the hospital will provide a number of modern facilities in order to improve the quality of healthcare rendered to citizens. Previously, people in the wilaya of Wadi Bani Khalid had to cut a distance of 80 kilometers to receive healthcare from the neighboring wilayas, but the new expansion will save time and effort for them. The hospital is a qualitative addition in the wilaya as it includes emergency unit as well as different wards. As the Sultanate of Oman continues its steady path of progress and prosperity, the successes of its modern renaissance are reflected in the well-being of its people. Across the 5 wilayas of South Al-Sharqiyya, citizens gathered in large numbers to celebrate the National Day with pride and gratitude. In the wilaya of Sur, its villages crowds turned out in joyful celebrations honoring the nation's development achievements across all sectors of life. In Al-Kamil wal-Wafi, well-wishers arrived from every corner of the wilaya, expressing heartfelt congratulations and praying for Oman's continued stability and prosperity. Meanwhile, in Ja'lan Bani Bu Ali and Ja'lan Bani Bu Hassan, citizens visited the Wali offices, sharing in the spirit of national pride and reflecting on the country's accomplishments in Masira Island as well. Residents marked the day in a festive atmosphere filled with loyalty and devotion, reaffirming their commitment to supporting Oman's ongoing journey and growth as well as renewal. In celebration of Oman's National Day, His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Ali Al-Ghfaili, Wali of Hema, welcomed large crowds at vibrant national ceremony attended by officials from the public and private sectors, members of the armed forces, as well as sheikhs, dignitaries, citizens and residents of the wilaya. The event opened with a welcoming performance expressing deep love and loyalty to the Sultanate of Oman and to His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. A local poet then delivered a patriotic recital capturing the spirit of belonging and national pride, followed by a visual presentation highlighting major development achievements in Hema and Al-Wusta Governorate in recent years. In Mahout, His Excellency Sheikh Hamid bin Tahir al-Bathari received well wishes in a celebration featuring diverse national performances and poetry expressing pride in Oman's accomplishments. And in the wilaya of Al-Jazir, His Excellency Hamad bin Sultan al-Busaidi hosted a reception attended by dignitaries and citizens who reaffirmed their loyalty and commitment to advancing the nation's ongoing journey of growth and progress. The embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in the Russian Federation held a reception to celebrate the glorious National Day. His Excellency Hamoud bin Salim Al Tuwayyeh, ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman to the Russian Federation, welcomed His Excellency Sergei Vasilyevich Vershinin, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, along with a number of Russian officials, members of the parliament, members of the diplomatic corps, representatives of international organizations accredited in Russia, members of the press and media, as well as Armeni students and citizens residing in the Russian Federation. The embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in Malaysia also held a ceremony celebrating the glorious National Day. His Excellency Sheikh Al-Abbas bin Ibrahim Al-Harthi, ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman accredited to Malaysia, welcomed Her Excellency Hannah Yeoh, Minister of Youth and Sports of Malaysia, the guest of honor, alongside Malaysian legislative and governmental officials, members of the diplomatic corps, and representatives of international organizations. A select group of company managers, public and private institutions, Malaysian businessmen and media representatives also attended this celebration. During the ceremony, Armeni-Malaysian bilateral relations were reviewed. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Ministry of Information presents 2 awards at the Oscars of Journalism ceremony in London. Welcome back to our news centre. A Palestinian man died from injuries sustained in an Israeli airstrike on Khan Yunis. Israeli warplanes launched an airstrike on Rafah and continued artillery shelling in the eastern Gaza Strip. The towns of Jabalia and Tufah neighbourhood, as well as Bani Suhaila, witnessed airstrikes and artillery shelling. The Israeli army continues its extensive operations to demolish and destroy what remains of buildings and infrastructure beyond the Green Line. In another context, the suffering of thousands of displaced Palestinians is worsening due to the impact of weather conditions on the region. The civil defense in the Gaza Strip indicated that the tents of the displaced are not suitable for withstanding the rain, calling on humanitarian, international and relief organizations to take urgent action to provide safe shelter. Also, Israeli forces launched what the military described as a counter-terrorism operation in the northern West Bank today, in which Palestinians were targeted in the town of Tubas. Tubas governor told Reuters that Israeli forces, backed by a helicopter that had opened fire, were surrounding the city and establishing positions in several neighborhoods. The governor said that Israeli forces ordered those they forced to leave their homes, not to return until the operation was over, which he anticipated could take several days. The Israeli army indicated in an earlier statement that the operation, carried out with police and intelligence forces, began early today morning. Back to our local news, the Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Ministry of Information, participate in the works of the 55th regular session of the Council of Arab Information Ministers in Cairo. The session discussed the repercussions of the devastating Israeli war on the Gaza Strip, particularly regarding the role of Arab media in keeping pace with the international momentum supporting the Palestinian people and cause. It also addressed the activation of the Arab Media Code of Ethics, the media's phased plan for combating terrorism, and the Arab Media Roadmap for Sustainable Development 2030. Furthermore, a number of organizational issues were discussed, including the formation of the Executive Office and the selection of the Arab Media Capital for 2026. The delegation of the Sultanate of Oman was headed by His Excellency Mohammed bin Saeed al-Balushi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Information. Also, the Ministry of Information presented 2 awards during its participation in the annual awards ceremony of the Foreign Press Association, which is known as the Oscars of Journalism, held in the British capital, London. The awards recognized impactful investigative and news work, as well as inspiring human stories, in a move that underscores the Sultanate of Oman's support for the media content industry. The FPA awarding event came to reaffirm the value of journalism based on documentation and also balance. Journalists and press organizations from around the world participated in this event. The Sultanate of Oman was the golden sponsor for this event in a way beyond only protocol presence. The awards were handed over by His Excellency Badr bin Mohammed al-Mandari, Sultanate of Oman's ambassador accredited to the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. The ceremony was attended by a number of media personnel, artists and intellectuals, along with diplomats from the Embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in London. The Embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in Cairo organized an economic conference aimed at promoting mutual investment opportunities and also outlining an economic roadmap between the 2 brotherly countries. The conference emphasized the Sultanate of Oman's status as an attractive tourist and investment destination. The conference, entitled Oman and Egypt, the Land of Opportunity, witnessed direct meetings between Omani and Egyptian investors to introduce the Sultanate of Oman as an attractive destination after it has recorded foreign flows exceeding $78 billion in the second quarter of 2025, supported by economic and financial stability with growing credibility at the global markets. The Sultanate of Oman, under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, has made steady and fast steps towards enhancing the non-oil revenues to reach 65% of the GDP. The Egyptian investors hailed the regulating and legal amendments, as well as tax exemptions and incentive decisions to invest in the Sultanate of Oman, stressing that there are mutual investment aspects in agriculture, food, manufacture, transport, logistics, real estate, development, and also industry. At the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Muscat, the Preparatory Studies Center Sustainability Week gave students a closer look at what sustainability means in daily life, taking it out from the classroom into real-time experiences. Here is more in this report.
For Muhammad al-Mahrouqi, sustainability was once a broad idea he learned in class, but never fully linked to his own life. That changed during the Preparatory Studies Center Sustainability Week, where he joined students taking part in practical activities, showing how simple actions can protect resources.
I used to think sustainability was just a general idea we discussed in class. This week made it real for me. seeing the project and buying a plant from the exhibition, then caring for it at home showed me how small actions matter. It helped me understand that sustainability is something you practice, not just only study.
One moment that stood out for Mohammed was the field trip to the pottery factory in the Wilaya of Bahla. He saw how local artisans work with clay and how traditional crafts depend on careful use of materials.
The trip to the pottery factory in Bahla had the strongest effect. Trying to shaping clay for the first time showed me how much traditional crafts depend on using resources wisely. It made the idea for sustainability feel practical and close to daily life.
The Sustainability Week included a wide range of activities focused on protecting natural resources and promoting responsible habits, from reducing paper use and managing wasted water to home gardening and understanding the role of local agriculture in food security. Each activity aimed to build a culture of sustainability across the campus community. Muhammad's story reflects the aim of the Preparatory Studies Center Sustainability Week to guide students from basic awareness to daily practice through straightforward, hands-on activities. Reporting from the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Muscat, this is Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Thank you, Saleh. The Arab Basketball Championship for youth and women kicked off yesterday at Al Mouj Muscat, bringing together top Arab teams in a spirited competition that promises speed, skill and exciting regional talent on the court.
The Arab Basketball Championship for Youth and Women, hosted by the Sultanate of Oman Basketball Association in collaboration with the Arab Basketball Federation, taking place at Al Mouj Muscat. The 2 days tournament follows a single round robin league format with 5 Arab national teams competing in the youth category and 4 teams contesting the women's division, with expectations of intense matchups reflecting the sports development across the Arab region. The opening day delivered thrilling and spirited moments as players, both young men and women, showcased impressive skills and competitive energy, backed by enthusiastic spectators who cheered for every move from the very first whistle.
Thank you, Abdullah. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. And before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. The expansion project of Wadi Bani Khalid Hospital in the Governorate of North Al-Sharqiyya is inaugurated. And the wilayas of the Sultanate of Oman and embassies in brotherly and friendly countries continue celebrating the glorious National Day. With that, we do come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it is good night, stay safe, and also enjoy the holiday, the National Day holiday.